Good morning, everyone. While we're waiting for everyone to get in and get settled, now's a good time to grab anything you need to get comfortable. Maybe it's a glass of water, a hot cup of tea or coffee, might even be a blankie or a cozy sweater. Also, if you have items at home with you and you'd like to smudge, it's a good time to grab those items as we begin to ignite the healing within. It's good morning, relatives. If you don't have smudge at home, that's okay. We'll send some cleansing, healing, and positive energy your way. It's a new day. It's a new year. And every day we're blessed with another sunrise, another sunset, and a different phase of the moon. This is our opportunity to reset, to check in and see how we're feeling, and decide how we want our self-care and wellness to look for the day. That feels good this morning. Aloha kakahiaka. My name is Malia, and I'm a community healer at the HIR Wellness Institute. We are a nonprofit organization that focuses on the mental health and wellness of our relatives of Turtle Island, as well as other Indigenous and underserved communities, and also victims of crime. You can join us here every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. where we will always breathe, stretch, explore ways of integrating self-care into our daily lives, and we will always honor our cultural traditions, our customs, our ancestry, our strength, and our resilience. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'd like to take a moment to recognize all of our relatives out there. I want to say thank you so much for being here, relatives. Whether you've been here from the videos when we started them in March, or if this is your first time here, I want you to know that this is a safe place for you to comment and ask questions. You can always share your own insight. You can speak to the other relatives here. So thank you for being with us. And also, I'd like to recognize one of our HIR Wellness Institute team members who is here with us. We have our one of our community healers and our advocacy director, and a beautiful Ho-Chunk woman, Barbara Blackdeer McKenzie. Good morning, Barbara. And when you see the HIR Wellness Institute commenting this morning, that is Barbara, so do feel free to reach out to Barbara as well. I want to start off this new year. Happy New Year, everyone. How you doing? We'll do a check-in and see where you're at. How you feeling today? And no matter how you're feeling, you're always welcome to share. If you're doing great, that's awesome. I hope you are. But if you're not, that's okay too. And we can talk about it. So whenever I do a check-in, I always like to start with a body scan. You can close your eyes if you like, but you don't have to. And you can scan the body, starting with the head, even down to the temples and the jaw. Are there areas in your neck where you might be feeling tension, anxiety, or discomfort? Maybe your tummy might be feeling a little upset. Scan the lower back, even down to the knees, ankles, and the toes, your fingers, Are there any feelings or emotions that might be laying heavy in your heart? Or maybe your heart feels full. Are there any thoughts that have been circulating in your mind that have been spinning there or kept you up late last night? So how are your relatives? Do feel free to type in the comment box if you like. But just take a moment. Good morning, Teresa. Good to see you. Indigo, good morning. Good morning, relatives. Indigo says, I'm thrilled. I actually got up early enough to catch your start. I had to take a hot flash prevention medicine last night to get good sleep, which I don't like taking, but I did get solid sleep. So glad you're here with us, Indigo, and so glad you got solid sleep. Sounds like last night could have been a little bit tricky for you. So I'm glad you're okay. And I want to take a moment to speak to our relatives out there who aren't doing okay. And I do this every time that we meet. I want to remind our relatives out there that aren't okay. If you're not okay, it's okay not to be okay. But there's some things that we can do. If you're not doing all right, always encourage you to pick any action of self-care that you like. Maybe it's taking a deep breath. Maybe it's journaling. Maybe it's stepping outside. And also, relatives, if you're not doing okay, do reach out to someone that you trust that you can talk to. Okay, can you get my water? Thank you. Sorry. I'm gonna have my son get my tea. Reach out to someone that you can talk to. Maybe it's a family member. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe it's a coworker that you trust. And you can also call our Cares Warm line. It's open every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. You can call or text. And within 24 hours, you'll be connected to one of our Cares Warm counselors. They will listen to you, judgment-free and stigma-free. You can talk to them about what's on your mind. Maybe you're feeling sad, angry, anxious, or uncertain. Or maybe you're just feeling some sort of way and you're not quite sure what exactly it is you're feeling, but you want to talk it out. Not only can our Cares Warm line provide you with emotional support, but they can also provide you with resources that may be helpful to you. Resources in safety planning, advocacy, seeking shelter, and truly anything else that you may need. We can help you find it. So know, relatives, that you are not alone. We're here for you. We're ready to listen. Okay, let's go back to the comments, relatives, and then I'm going to share my tea. Okay, Indigo says, hot flashes are terrible, but a necessary rite of passage, it seems. I agree, Indigo. Yes, I agree. Hopefully you're able to breathe through it. I'm glad you got the good sleep. My goodness. Teresa says, I'm doing really well today. I want to thank you, Malia, and all our relatives. Last week, your care and love really helped me through a tough moment. I'm glad to hear that, Teresa. Relatives, we're always here when it gets tough. That's why we're here. We're here to let you know that we can get through it. And this is what community activated medicine is all about. And I'll remind us relatives every time we meet, because I know how truly important it is for our wellness and for our mental health. Community activated medicine was a term that was coined and developed by our founder and CEO, Leah Denny. And for those of you who don't know Leah, she's a native Hawaiian woman. She's the mother of 2 beautiful Oneida children. And she is one of the most caring and hardworking and healing individuals I've ever met. And when Leah developed community activated medicine, she's reminding us of what our relatives and our ancestors have always known for many, many, many generations, is that the people are the medicine. That is what community activated medicine means, that the people are the medicine. That means you are the medicine. That means I'm the medicine, and all of our relatives here right now. That means that when we're feeling down, or we're feeling sometimes even hopeless, or we're feeling sad or upset or angry or whatever we're feeling, that we can lean into others for support. And people can lean into us for support when they need strength. And if community activated medicine means that the people are the medicine, that means that we have the ability within our own hearts, our own minds, our own bodies, and our own spirits to do our own part of our healing. On this wellness journey, on this self-care journey, relatives, you are the one who gets to make the decisions. You are in control. And I will remind us regularly that although we do not get to control the hand that was dealt to us, we get to choose what our next step is. And that's not to say our path is just linear, and that's not to say there's not boulders in the way. It's not to say that there's not individuals who come in and out of our lives who can shape the way that we make decisions. But ultimately, it is our choice. We are the drivers. We are the choice makers. We are the captains of the ship. We are the chiefs. We get to decide how our journey looks. And sometimes that journey is very difficult. And that's when we can lean into others for community activated medicine. That's when we can take moments and actions of self-care. And what is self-care? Self-care is any thought, action, motion, whether it's physical, mental, spiritual, even financial, cultural, intellectual. It's any of these actions that serve our highest good. And what is our highest good? It's whatever you want it to be. It's whatever you know in your heart and in your spirit that serves you. Sometimes actions of self-care and wellness are simple. It's taking a nap. It's drinking a delicious cup of tea. But sometimes they're difficult. Sometimes it's a difficult conversation with a partner. Sometimes it might even be changing your course or path or direction. It might even be changing a relationship. Other times it might be picking up the phone and calling a doctor. So maybe a dentist, something that you've been pushing off for a long time, but you know is good for you, but you weren't ready for it. But the beauty of self-care and wellness, whether there's these pleasurable actions or whether they're difficult actions, is that you get to decide. These actions are infinite. And you can do multiple actions at one time. For example, right now we're practicing community activated medicine. We're going to deep breathe. We're going to stretch. You might be drinking your tea or coffee. You might be practicing gratitude. You can do a half a dozen things with us together right here without even knowing it. So just know, relatives, there's a lot of options. And I'll always try to inspire you to reach for them, whatever they are. Speaking of which, today I have my filtered water, boiling hot. My tea this morning is lemon, manuka honey, and ginger. Now, um, this is not my favorite brand of tea, but it is my second favorite brand. This is Puka. You can find it at most grocery stores. You might pay a little, like an extra dollar or so for this brand of tea, but let me tell you, it's worth it. They have tons of flavors. I've never had the lemon ginger yet or the manuka honey, but manuka honey is from New Zealand. It has some excellent um, medicinal properties to the honey, as do all honeys, quite honestly, is depending on how processed they are. But the lemon, very good. Any citrus, not just lemon, but lime, grapefruit, um, oranges, of course. They have vitamin C in them. Vitamin C is really good for maintaining proper body functions in all of your systems. It's excellent for the skin. It's, of course, very good um, for your immunity, for protecting your immune system. So we need vitamin C every single day. We're one of those creatures that does not make our own vitamin C. So it's really important that you get it. If you don't get it from citrus, you can get it from most fruits, lots of vegetables. So you can't get it from animal sources, but you can get it from our plant relatives. Ginger is one of my favorite. And relatives, for those of you who've been around for these videos for a long time, you do know that ginger is very good for the digestive system. It's warming to the body. It's an excellent anti-inflammatory. And I will say with ginger that it truly is best fresh. So even though this is a lemon ginger tea bag, you can see it right here. It really is beneficial for you. Just go to the grocery store. Most grocery stores carry ginger root. Just peel it and coin slice it and boil it. It's just as easy as making any other tea. You just gotta do that peeling step. And then at the end, if you wanna, with your tea, you can also add honey to it as well. Honey, as I said, has a lot of medicinal properties, particularly if you have allergies. A tablespoon of local honey can really help with your allergies. So here it is. The other thing that I like about Puka too is it's organic, always organic. They have at least 25 different flavors. I know I've tried most of them. And it has 32 certified ingredients, 32% Fair Wild certified ingredients, 40% fair trade agreements. Sorry, fair trade ingredients, and it's 100% organic. This particular bag has 32% ginger root. It also has licorice root, elderflower, sweet fennel, lemon verbena leaf, turmeric root, and lemon essential oil, whole lemon, lemon myrtle leaf, and manuka honey. So there's a lot going on in here. You can see that the color is nice and golden yellow. Turmeric helps with the coloring. It's also an anti-inflammatory. Most of the things in this particular tea bag are anti-inflammatory, including the elderberry. I do want to let you know, relatives, if at any time you want to share what's in your cup, whether it's a cup of coffee or whatever your elixir is, do share, because you can always inspire our relatives out there to try something new, or maybe try an elixir that they forgot about. So yes, in my tea. Good morning, Terrell. Good to see you. Teresa says, I am finding that anxiety is my rite of passage. And relatives, when we're feeling anxious, there's things that we can do. Barbara says, Teresa, I'm so sorry you have anxiety. That can feel so awful. One thing that helps me when I feel overwhelmed by anxiety in the moment is to think of one thing my hands feel, one thing my eyes see, and one thing I can hear, one thing I can taste, and one thing I can smell. This exercise takes just long enough to bring me back to myself and quell the anxiety I'm feeling. Barbara, I'm going to try that. I'm not exempt from moments of anxiety. I have them too sometimes, relatives. That's sometimes just the way our body reacts to stress. And in fact, one of the most powerful things we can do as an action of self-care and wellness is deep breathing. And it's good to help us deal with anxiety as well. So let's go to our deep breathing. The deep breathing technique today that I want to go over with you that we can talk about, I'll teach a new one every week, is called anchor spot breathing. So what anchor breathing is, or anchor spot breathing, is we're going to focus on one main area of where we breathe. So you can focus on maybe breathing in the chest or the torso. You can focus on breathing with your belly, or you can focus right here at the base of your nose. So I want you to pick an area, whether it's the base of your nose, your chest, or your belly, and we're going to focus on deep breathing from that point. So when we breathe in, I'm going to focus on my nose because I often focus on my chest and my belly, so I'm going to try my nose. Now what we're going to do is we're going to breathe in through the nose for a count of 4. We're going to exhale through the mouth for a count of 8 this time. Okay? When we exhale through the mouth, we're going to release what's not serving us. When we inhale, we're going to focus on bringing that healing energy towards whatever area that we're anchoring, and allow that healing energy to expand and radiate outwards. If you have thoughts that are spinning in your mind or feelings that are laying heavy in your heart, you could even focus your area and your breathing and anchoring it to that area, bringing that healing energy and then exhaling and releasing. So this is anchor breathing. Are you ready, relatives? You can sit, lay, or recline however you like. If you want, you can put your hand on the area that you're anchoring, or you can put them gently in your lap. I'm actually going to try by putting my hands here on my base of my nose. And breathe in through the count of 4. Eyes closed is optional. Here we go, relatives. Deep inhale for that anchor. And exhale for 8. Deep inhale, focusing on that area. And exhale for 8. Deep inhale through the nose. And exhale. Last breath, deep inhale. And exhale. Let's continue to breathe as we stretch. Bring those arms out. Oh, you can stretch however you like, relatives. Oh, excuse me, stretch however you like. You might notice lots of yawns coming. That's okay. We're going to bring one arm across. Stretching the shoulder and upper back. Oh, that feels so good. Deep inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Remember, these are just guidelines, relatives, so stretch however you like. Listen to your body. You know what you need. Honor that. This is the wrist and forearm stretch here. If you don't like that, you can roll your wrists or choose any stretch that feels good for you. Deep inhale. clasping the finger palms out and up. And we're going to bend gently from side to center. You might hear some crackles or snaps. That's okay, as long as it feels okay. Your body might just be releasing some things, so if it makes some funny noises, it's alright. Stretching the tricep. Alright, let's go ahead and look from side to center. Side to center. We're stretching the neck here. I do a couple of neck stretches throughout. We're going to double tap that ear towards the shoulder, nice and gentle. One more on each side, gently double tapping. Deep inhale and exhale as we roll the chin from shoulder to shoulder. Just keep the neck in front, not behind. Just keep it in the front. And then we're going to look down gently towards our lap, up towards the ceiling, stretching the neck. One more time. And exhale. How'd that feel, relatives? There's lots of different breathing techniques. We'll explore a different one every week. This one was new to me, but I enjoyed it. I've never really focused my breath towards here, and I could feel my sinuses just opening up. It's interesting how, if you choose certain areas, you can really feel that area and become present. Let's go back to the tea. Let's see how this brewed. Really, really deep color of a golden tea color, kind of a yellow honey color. It's got a little bit of that ginger color, that golden ginger color, and then even the slight bit of turmeric gives it even more of an orangey glow. I'm going to go ahead and give it a taste. Again, relatives, if you're ever drinking an elixir in the morning, your coffee or teas or whatever else, go ahead and share. Might be kombucha, citrus water, vitamin water. This one is really pleasant. I never had it before. I do taste the citrus in there, which is interesting because it's a tea bag, but also the sweetness of the honey. I can, and with the little bit of the zing of ginger and citrus and that nice warm balance of turmeric and fennel. This is actually a really pleasant tea. I'll say for the price point, it's totally worth it. Again, relatives, I'm not sponsored. I don't get kickbacks or anything like that. I just truly am interested in finding really the best quality things that we can for our wellness and health. And again, this is a great price point, pucka teas at the grocery store. To be honest, relatives, I think my favorite tea is fava, F-A-V-A. It is literally unsurpassed. I think unless you're like gathering your own or finding a friend or a relative who makes gathers and harvests their own teas, fava tea is my favorite tea. Check them out, fava.com. Again, no kickbacks, no sponsorship, but they are truly amazing. They level up your teas like no other. I liken it to this. You know how you can go to Aldi and you can get like a $3 pizza and it's great. There's nothing wrong with the pizza. It's good, it's tasty. Or you can go to like Pizza Hut and it's like a step above. Like there's nothing wrong with the Aldi pizza, but if you pay a little bit more, you can go ahead and get like a Domino's or Papa John's or whatever, and it's a step above. Or you can go to one of those restaurants where like it's been an Italian restaurant where pizza's been in the family for generations, and it's like you're gonna pay a bit more than anywhere else, but the flavor is outstanding. That's kind of how fava tea is. It is fantastic. You do pay more, but if you're able to, I'm not always able to go with the higher price point teas, but it is so worth it. One thing that's awesome about fava teas is you can actually buy it by the ounce. So if you are being budget conscious, which I think most all of us are budget conscious, if you are being budget conscious, you can still do fava. You can just order less of it. And there's some teas out there that are amazing that are more affordable than other teas. Peppermint tea is an example of that. It's a very affordable price point, but the benefits are really outstanding. The same thing with holy basil. I know Claudia drinks her holy basil every day. And because we're talking about our plant relatives and our plant medicines, I want to remind you, relatives, that the Creator, Mother Earth, gave us some very, very powerful medicines. Always check with your healthcare provider before even integrating teas and essential oils into your wellness routine, because sometimes they can have adverse effects. Particularly if you're on medications, it's really, really important to, of course, medications, diabetic, if you have any pre-existing conditions, or if you're pregnant, always make sure that you talk to your healthcare practitioner first, because I will say from experience, first and foremost, that I know how strong natural medicines can be. Um, so just a friendly reminder, relatives, to make sure that you're looking out for your health. Claudia, our occupational therapist, says, I was driving but listening. I learned a mudra in yoga that helps anxiety. Had to use last night to sleep. You touch thumb and index finger and middle fingers together like a tripod. And then tuck ring and little fingers into middle of palm like this. Oh, okay. So I've never tried that, but it's supposed to shut down the looping anxious thoughts. Really helped me last night. Both hands. Like this. I think this is what you're saying, Claudia. I'll double check with you when I see you. Wow. So there is another technique for anxiety. Relatives, I know a lot of us have anxious moments. So whenever we can deep breathe, tapping, there's so many things we can do. Like Claudia was saying, this mudra that she learned. Also, Barbara's talking about just, going through all your senses and identifying something in present time. Like right now, my hands are on a wooden table. Right now, I can smell my lemon ginger tea. Right now, I see this painting that's in front of me. And just going through, right now, I'm hearing Hawaiian music. So these things can help ground us. Teresa says this morning my tea is dandelion, milk thistle, and peppermint, healing for liver, inflammation, and anxiety. Wow, what an excellent combination, Teresa. And man, you know what? Now that you're talking about this, Teresa, I think the next tea I need is a liver cleanse tea. Inflammation, this sounds perfect. What a great tea. Indigo says, I'm so glad I discovered fava tea here. I'm loving the Earl Grey I got from them. We'll probably get more in the future, but is expensive, especially with shipping. It is true, relatives. The tea can be a higher price point. I know, Indigo, the Earl Grey Supreme you probably got. Their Earl Grey is one of their more expensive, costly teas, but the flavor is amazing. So um, also, the teas tend to be really potent, so you can reuse the same teas, like the same actual teas themselves multiple times. Whereas like a pucka tea, you're gonna use it once, the tea bag once, and it kind of just loses its flavor. You might get a real weak second cup, but with the fava tea, you can get 2 or 3 cups, sometimes even more. And anytime I drink something other than fava, I'm always like, it's missing that concentrated, it's just missing something. All right, relatives. So every time we meet, I love to talk about culture as medicine. If you want to, please feel free, and we can honor you, to share in the comment section what your ancestry is, maybe your tribe, your clan, or your chiefdom. You can say what your geographic location is from. You can talk about the origin of your ancestry. Let's honor who you are, because culture as medicine is a very, very powerful medicine. For me, culture has always been such a grounding point for me, to really keep me grounded, to center me. There's been times in my life where I've gone through things that I wasn't so sure I would even survive. And I was able to tap into my culture to find that center and to find moments of peace. So if you want to share your ancestry, please do. I'll call it out. We will honor who you are. It does not matter what color of the rainbow you are or what area of the planet you hail from. You deserve to be honored. You deserve self-care. You deserve wellness. You deserve mental health. You deserve love and healing. All of these things. Culture is medicine. Honoring who you are can be very, very powerful. We see you, relatives. Not only do we see you, let's honor you for a moment. And this is why I always share the lunar phase that we're in according to my ancestral teachings, known as Keala Okamahina, or the pathway of the moon, in the traditional native Hawaiian lunar calendar. Today we're in a really special phase of the moon. So for the Hawaiians' belief, we actually believe there's 3 phases in a month. So there's 3 10-day months. I mean 10-day weeks, I said months. In 1 month there's 3 10-day weeks. We're in the last 10-day week starting today. We call those weeks Anahulu, and the Anahulu that we're starting today and for the next 10 days, this will complete the final phase of the moon before we go into the new moon and start again. So this is day 1 of 10, as we enter what we call Hol Emi, or the waning moon phase. If you go outside tonight and take a look at the moon, what you'll notice about the moon is that it looks half dark and half white, half black, half white. So it's like a half and half, almost like a yin yang going directly down the center. This is the first phase of what we call Ole Ku Lua. Actually, it's the second phase. I'm sorry, Ole Ku Lua is the second. But we are in the second day of the Ole Ku phases. And what does Ole mean? Ole means like in the absence of. Lua means the second. So we're in the second day of the absence of Ku. Ku is one of Hawaii's 4 major Hawaiian gods. Ku is a god of discipline, perseverance, and sacrifice for the greater good. Ku is a god of logic. Ku is a god of order, of numbers, of balance. And so when we're in the absence of Ku days, these are not days to physically strive for things. They're more days on reflection. It's an unproductive day to fish. It's an unproductive day to plant. And that means that what we can do is we can reflect on what we want. We can reflect on what we need. We can plan for when the time is right, for when we feel that the time is right for us to move forward in actions that serve our greatest good. Things to do on the Ku moons: deep breathing, taking naps, gratitude, journaling, looking outside your window and just taking in the beauty of nature. Or if you're brave, go outside in the cold, maybe go for a walk. It might also be a good day to maybe make a list of things that you've been putting off for when the time is right. Things that you can do to serve yourself. You might want to make a list of, things that you want to do for your 2021 bucket list. maybe things that you need to do for yourself, like maybe even just writing a list. I have to call the dentist. I have to get my cat into the vet, or whatever it is. The next few days are good for that too. But no matter what or how you choose your wellness journey and self-care path for the day, know that it is okay to take things easy. Take it one step at a time. Breathe through it and be kind to yourself. Barbara says culture is defined as shared values, attitudes, beliefs, language, mutual stories, and geographic similarity. That was by James Bank at the University of Washington. Thank you, Barbara. Indigo says, I'm African, Blackfoot, and Cherokee, living on Cherokee traditional lands. My maternal line is Cherokee. My paternal line traces to West Africa, where I will someday travel and perhaps live part of each year. You're beautiful, Indigo, and that sounds like a beautiful plan. That is awesome. Terrell says, I'm Oneida, Turtle Clan, born and raised right here in Milwaukee. I so appreciate what I see HIR Wellness doing. Reminds me of different activities and groups I participated in growing up. Terrell, I remember when we met and just seeing your beautiful smile. Turtle Clan, feel free if ever you want to let us know about the Turtle Clan. Thank you, Terrell. Thank you, Indigo. Barbara says, I love naps. I'm totally on that one. A good nap, man. I feel like I could go back to napping right now. Thanks, Barbara, for sharing. Teresa says, this is very helpful as I have always been very connected to First Nations, yet have been raised as a white farming Canadian. I felt not worthy and displaced until you wrote this. Thank you. Relatives, our medicine wheel, right? It represents the fours of a lot of things. Our medicine wheel represents black, white, red, and yellow, right? The colors of all nations. True healing is meant to include all nations. Barbara says, I see new folks joining us. Welcome, everyone. Once the live feed is finished, you can catch the whole video on our Facebook page. Relatives, if you're just joining the videos, do know you can always check in with us. You can let us know how you're feeling, whether you're doing good, great, or not so great. We're here for you. We're here to support you. We're here to hold space for you. We're here to let you know that it's okay, no matter where you're at, and that there are things that you can do to move forward in your day in self-care and wellness and in mental health. I'm going to chant Eala E for us this morning. Eala E, Ikalai Kaikina, the sun rises in the east. Ikamoana, from the deep ocean. Ikamoana Ho'ohonu, to the deepest ocean. Pi'i Kaleva, Kaleva Nu'u, from the heavens to the highest heavens. Ikalai Kaikina Aya Ikala, there's the sun rising in the east. And again, relatives, culture is medicine. I share the culture that I know, my Hawaiian roots, but relatives, we celebrate who and what you are, your ancestry, your ancestral wisdom, your cultural teachings, your knowledge. That is so healing. It's a great way to connect to yourself. It's a great way to connect to spirit. So a lot of the things we talk about here, culture is medicine, plants and teas and essential oils, plant medicines, reflection, gratitude. These are things that sometimes in our Western world we forget about how healing they can be. There's a lot of ways to heal. Sometimes it's calling the doctor or a healthcare practitioner. Sometimes it's seeing a specialist. Of course, it's exercise and proper nutrition. But also, and even more profoundly for me and for some of our Indigenous people out there, it is culture. It is connecting to our ancestors. It is connecting to our natural medicines. And it is most definitely connecting to each other. And that's community activated medicine. As I chant for you relatives, I invite you, as we know that every day the sun will always rise and the sun will always set, the moon will always grow bigger and the moon will always grow smaller. The tides will always respond with crests and lulls. The moon will always wax and wane. The mountain has peaks and it has valleys. And all of these things, which will undoubtedly happen, give us the opportunity to recognize that the Creator has given us the blessing of being able to start again every day. E ala e, ikla e kahikina, I kamoana honu, bi kaleva nu, ikla e kahikina, ai kala, e ala e. I want to say mahalo nui loa. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, relatives, as we all participate in this circle of care known as community activated medicine. Remember, you are the medicine, relatives. You are a powerful piece of your healing journey. Malama pono iko kino. Take good, righteous care of your body, of your mind, of your heart, and of your spirit. Aloha nui, huge love to you all out there. Remember, as you practice these seemingly small moments of self-care and wellness through the day, you are contributing to your own healing. These moments are helpful to you, not only to heal your own pain, but also for many of us, the generational trauma and the historical trauma that we have experienced through the very DNA and blood of our ancestors. Ahui ho akuno. I look forward to seeing you all later. Happy New Year, everyone. Ha'oli makahiki ho. And aloha. Hope to see you all tomorrow at 8 a.m. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Gwen, Indigo, Teresa, and everyone out there. Barbara, have a great day. See you tomorrow.